Okay, bear with me. I want to see if this works. This is the first time doing this. We're going to be going over the answers for the first part of the Sweet 15 movie so that we all have the right information, as some of this stuff is going to be important later on. So, correct answers are as follows. Question number one. The setting of the movie is in Los Angeles, California, more specifically, the East LA section of Los Angeles. The East LA is known for having some of the highest concentration of Mexican and Mexican American people over the last 50, 60 plus years. So when we see this movie start, the neighborhood that they're driving through in the opening credits is East LA. Number two, the girls are at their friend Gabby's quinceañera party. Gabby would be the oldest of the group of friends that we see in this movie. Number three, the dad is a fan of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Here's why this is important. First off, we are living in LA in this movie. Secondly, at the time the movie is set, which is the mid to late 1980s, the Los Angeles Dodgers had a player named Fernando Valenzuela, who was a big deal during that era of baseball. He was a Mexican born pitcher and he had a very big following in the sport. So when the dad puts the hat on during the party and says, I was watching the Dodgers, they have Valenzuela, he's referring to that pitcher who, because dad is of Mexican heritage, is a very big deal to him at that time. We see the neighbor when they come home from the party. He is from El Salvador, and um, we know that he is having trouble finding work because he does not have papers to prove he legally belongs in the country. So he spends a lot of his free time, I guess, working on the garden in their house instead. Question five: Dad wants Marta's cousin Octavio to be the escort for her party. We know that it's usually common for cousins to be the escort because they're considered to be safe. But Marta disagrees because she says he can't dance, he doesn't speak English well, and as she puts it, he is a wart. So, not a great choice in her eyes. Six, at the dad's work. First of all, he got promoted, which is kind of a big deal, but also there's immigration officials that are in the workplace checking for the workers' legal documents to see if they're able to work there legally. So that's causing some tension amongst the workers and the bosses. Number seven, who is Richard Stans? This is just kind of a little play on words. The boy's trying to do some homework, and he talks about how they say for Richard Stans, he really confuses it for which it stands, which is part of the pledge to the flag. Most of you got that question right off the bat. Um, so good job on that. Number eight, the way we see Gabby as different. First of all, she already had her quinceañera party, which we see at the beginning of the movie. Once we're at the carnival, we see how she's so much different from everybody else. She's wearing makeup, she's got high heels, jewelry, she looks more adult. She even talks about how she's going to be going on a date. Compared to the other girls are dressed much more conservatively and what would you consider to be more childish by comparison to Gabby, who is technically not considered to be an adult because she already had her party. Number nine, Gabby runs into, or I'm sorry, Marta runs into Gabby's cousin Ramon, who she meets at the party, and they meet each other again at the carnival, and they dance there as well. And then finally, the dad is the one who's waiting for Marta at the end of this scene with a stuffed toy. Remember, toys childish. Dad still sees Marta as a child. That's why this is kind of an important scene. Um, and this is kind of where we finish the first clip. Hope you guys are enjoying the movie. We'll continue to work through it until we finish it up and take it from there.